Good morning, children. Today I am going to start with a new unit, breeding and biotechnology. As you know that in that lesson some of the topics are deleted. So only the reduced syllabus only I am going to take in this chapter, children. Introduction. India's population is likely to reach 1.7 billion by 2050. Current rate of India's food production will be able to meet only 59% of the country's food demand at that time. How can India feed 1.7 billion people by 2050? This can be made possible by plant breeding and animal husbandry. Actually, in this topic, we are going to discuss about plant breeding and animal husbandry. What is plant breeding? The technique which is applied to increase the yield of crops are called plant breeding. What are the various technique we are going to implement, and how we have to make crops to resist disease and pest, insect, etc. And also what are the methods or what are the technology we are applied to improve the production of crop. Okay, so this dealing about this what it is problems of plants are called plant breeding. In the same way in animal husbandry, what are the methods we are technologies we are used to improve the production of animals are called animal husbandry. Why these two techniques should be implemented? Because you know very well already our populations are in explosion, isn't it? So the now the population is in increasing like geometrical manner. So but at the same time we cannot produce the crop yields to meet their need. Okay, to meet their need we need to implement some of the techniques in plant and animal husbandry. Okay, that's what we are going to discuss in this lesson. Plant breeding is the art of developing economically important plants with superior quality. Okay, what is plant breeding? Is the art of developing economically important plants with superior quality. Okay, so animal husbandry, these are definition for plant breeding and animal husbandry. Animal husbandry involves the breeding of animals, is called animal husbandry. What is its aim? It aims at improving the genotype of animals to make them more useful to the welfare of mankind. So to give more milk, to give more meat, to give more egg, we have to alter the genotype of an animal for the welfare of mankind. This emphasizes domestication and propagation of animals under controlled conditions to enhance food production and food quality. Another breakthrough was the emergence of biotechnology as an entity of modern biology, which paved way to develop advanced healthcare product, diagnostic kits and food production to improve the quality of human life. Okay, so apart from this, and another way that is called what biotechnology. With that technology which paved the way to develop an advanced healthcare product, domestic kits and food production to improve the quality of human life. Okay, and modern agricultural practices and crop improvement. This is a deleted portion, children, and let's come directly to the green revolution. It is there in the portion. Green revolution is the process of increasing food production through high yielding crop varieties and modern agricultural techniques in underdeveloped and developing nations. Okay, so what is green revolution? It is a 2-mark question. Green revolution is the process of increasing food production through high yielding crop varieties, through high yielding, improving food product through high yielding crop varieties and modern agricultural techniques in underdeveloped and developing nation. Dr. Norman E. Borlaug, an American agronomist, the father of the Green Revolution, received the Nobel Prize in 1970. In India, Dr. M. S. Swaminathan joined with Dr. Bollock in bringing green revolution by introducing Mexican wheat varieties. This eventually increased the wheat and rice production between 1960 and 2000. So Dr. M. Swaminathan joined with Dr. Bollock is bringing green revolution by introducing Mexican wheat varieties. This eventually increased the wheat and rice production between 1960 and 2000. Breeding for high yield and better quality. Next one is this topic is not there in the reduced syllabus, so avoid it, and you directly come for plant breeding for disease resistance. Plant breeding for disease resistant. What does mean by disease resistant? Disease resistant is nothing but plants which shows resistance against the disease is called what? Disease resistance. Okay, that means the plant can tolerate the disease condition, and this is called what? Disease resistant. Plant diseases are caused by pathogens like viruses, bacteria and fungi. This affect crop yield. Hence, it is important to develop disease resistant varieties of crops that would increase the yield and reduce the use of fungicide, bactericide, etc. Some disease resistant varieties developed by plant breeding are given below. Okay, what is disease resistant? You know, I said what is disease resistant. Actually, like us in plant also, diseases are caused by viruses, bacteria and fungi. This viruses will affect the yield of that particular crops. Hence, it is important to develop disease resistant varieties of crops that would increase the yield and reduce the use of fungicide and bactericides. Okay, so some disease resistant varieties developed by plant breeding are given below. Disease resistant crop varieties. Crop wheat and its variety Himgiri. Himgiri variety. Himgiri is a variety of wheat which is resistant to diseases like leaf and stripe rust and hill burnt. And next one is cauliflower. The variety of cauliflower is Pusa subra and Pusa snowball K1. These are the varieties of cauliflower which are resistant to a disease called black rot. Next one is Pusa komal. This Pusa komal is it's a cowpea variety and it's resistant to disease of bacterial blight. Okay, and next one is plant breeding for insect pest resistant. Plant breeding for insect pest resistant. In addition to microorganisms, a large number of insects and pests also cause damage to the crops. Okay, not only the microorganism which cause diseases in plants, in addition to some of the or large number of insect and pests also cause damages in the crops. Hence, insect and pest resistant crop varieties were developed. Some of them are given below. Okay, what are that? As like disease resistant variety, here pest and insect resistant varieties given here. Pusa Kaurav, it's a crop variety of Brassica. It's resistant to disease aphids. And next one is Pusa Sem2, Pusa Sem3. It's a variety of flat bean, and this is resistant to diseases like leaf copper, aphids and fruit borer. And next one is Pusa Savani and Pusa A4. It belongs to the crop variety lady's finger, and this variety of lady's finger resistant to the soot and fruit borer. Okay, next one is plant breeding for improved nutritional quality. Plant breeding for improved nutritional quality. And undernutrition and protein malnutrition among human population is a major health problem which has been receiving much focus throughout the world. Apart from humans, it also affects the health of farm animals. So, to combat this condition, human and animal health are to be determined by the nutritional quality of the feed crops. The nutritional quality of crops depend on the quality and quantity of nutrients. The nutritional quality may be improved with respect to its protein content and quality of protein, oil content, mineral content. Okay, so let's see once again. So you know very well, undernutrition and protein malnutrition among human population is a major health problem. You know very well, due to deficiency of nutrition, maybe it may be protein deficiency, it may be some vitamin deficiency, or it may be some mineral deficiency. Due to this deficiency, there are some major health problems has been receiving much focus throughout the world. Apart from humans, it is also affects the health of farm animals also. So to combat these conditions, so this nutritional condition, undernutrition or malnutritional condition will not affect not only the human population, and also affect the farm animals also. So there is a situation, and to face these conditions, okay, so to combat these conditions, human and animal health ought to be determined by the nutritional quality of the feed crops. Okay, the nutritional quality of crops depend on quality and quantity of nutrients also. The nutritional quality may be improved with respect to its protein content and quality of protein, oil content and mineral content. Okay, then biofortification. Biofortification, what is mean by biofortification? Biofortification is the scientific process of developing crop plants enriched with high level of desirable nutrients like vitamins, proteins and minerals. Some examples of crop varieties developed as a result of biofortification are given below. So here this you will get as a 4-mark question, children. What is biofortification? And give some of the biofortification. Okay, so biofortification, it is a scientific process actually. Under this, crops are developing with enriched or high level of desirable nutrients like vitamins, proteins and minerals. And this is called what? Biofortification. That is developing crops with high level of desirable nutrients like vitamins, minerals and proteins with the help of scientific process, and this is called biofortification. Some examples of crop varieties developed as a result of biofortification given here. Proteina, Shakti and Ratna or a lysine rich maize hybrid which were developed in India, please bracket it. And next one is Atlas 66, it is a rich protein wheat variety. And third one is iron rich fortified rice variety. Vitamin A enriched carrots, pumpkin and spinach. These are the plant or crop varieties which are produced or which are developed using this biofortification method. Okay, next one topic, it is there 20.3 methods of plant breeding for crop improvement. This topic is there in our syllabus. Methods of plant breeding to develop high yielding varieties are given below. So introduction of new varieties of plants, selection, polyploid breeding, mutation breeding, hybridization. Okay, so already very first itself I have discussed that due to increased population, the yield of crop also should be meet their need, isn't it? But at present there is only 59% of food production is there. To meet their fulfill, we have to give some important or introduce some of the breeding method. That breeding methods are given here. First one is introduction of new varieties of plants. That means what? Apart from our what it is indigenous varieties, we can introduce to some other new varieties to yield more yielding. Okay, to give more yielding. Next one is selection. Selection, you know very well, in a group of plants we have to select the best yielding crops, and from that we can make the seeds to produce a more yielding. So next, polyploid breeding, mutation breeding and hybridization. These are the various types of breeding methods. Let's see first introduction of new varieties of plants. New varieties of plants. It is a process of introducing high yielding varieties of plants from one place to another. The such plants are called exotic species. Please bracket it. So the plants which are belongs to our natives are called indigenous breeds. Okay. So the plants which are introduced from some other countries are called exotic breeds. So these species may yield more. It's give more yielding and it is benefit to our welfare also. So it is a process of introducing high yielding varieties of plants from one place to another. Such plants are called as exotic species. These imported plant materials may carry pathogens and pests. Hence, they are thoroughly tested in a plant quarantine before being introduced to the fields. Example, Passeolus monga was introduced from China. So this imported plant material may be carry pathogen pest. Okay. So when we introduce the uh, exotic species into our native, it may carry some new pathogen and pest like corona. Okay. Hence, they are thoroughly tested in a plant quarantine before being introduced to the fields. Okay. So, what the plant breeders will do before introduced into our native field of, it should be thoroughly checked whether it contain any pathogen or not. After that only we have to introduce it into our native fields. Example for this exotic species is Passeolus monga, which belongs to China. And next process is selection. Selection is one of the oldest method of plant breeding. The best one is selected from the group of plants and the best one will be selected for the further yielding. That is called what? Selection. Selection is one of the oldest methods of plant breeding in which individual plants or groups of plants are sorted out from a mixed population based on the morphological character. Okay. So, selection is one of the oldest methods of plant breeding in which individual plants or a group of plants are sorted out from a mixed population. So, from a mixed population, we have to sort it out either a particular variety of plant or a group of plants which are best in its morphological character and introduced for the yielding. Okay. This is the oldest method of plant breeding method. There are three methods of selection. One is mass selection, pure line selection and clonal selection. Mass selection, seeds of best plant showing desired character are collected from a mixed population and the collected seeds are allowed to raise the second generation. This process is carried out for 7 or 8 generations. At the end, they will be multiplied and distributed to the farmers for cultivation. So, this is a mass selection. That means from a group or mixed population, from a mixed population. In that population, there should be what it is, a tall, high yielding plant will be there, average yielding, average height plant will be there, disease resistant plant will be there. So, and very short and less yielding plants also there. This is called what? Mixed population. From this mixed population, we can select the best one. We can select the seeds of best plants. Okay. And the seeds of the best plants are cultivated for the second generation. From the second generation, we have to collect the still best one. Like that, then it will go for third generation. Like that, we will do 7 and 8 generation. And the very best will be selected at last and the selected seeds are multiplied and distributed to the farmers for cultivation. This is called what? Mass selection. Some common examples for mass selection are groundnut varieties like TMV2 and AK10. Its schematic representation is given below. Okay. Yes, you can. Finally, this mixed population. First one is what? Mixed population. And this each one symbol denote one variety. In that plant breeders feel that this red color is a good variety, so they have to select this red color, and they are allowed to generate second generation, produce a second generation. From the second generation, further the best one they are selecting. Finally, after 7 to 8 generation, they have to get what? One pure line, the best variety alone, and this is what multiplied and distributed to the parents. Next, pure line selection is the progeny of a single individual obtained by self breeding. So this is also called as individual plant selection. In pure line selection, large numbers of plants are selected from a self-pollinated crop and harvested individually. So in this, the best individual plant will be selected. From that, self-pollination will be made, and the seeds are collected and distributed for the farmers. And this is called pure line selection. In pure line selection, only best individual plant only selected for pollination. Individual plant progenies from them are evaluated separately. The best one is released as a pure line variety. Progeny is similar both genotypically and phenotypically. And clonal selection, a group of plants produced from a single plant through vegetative or asexual reproduction are called clones. What is clones? You know very well, a group of plants produced from a single plant. ஓகே, அப்போது ஒரு பிளான்ட்லேருந்து குரூப் ஆஃப் பிளான்ட் ப்ரொடியூஸ் பண்ணும்போது பார்க்குறதுக்கு எல்லாமே ஒரே மாதிரி இருப்பாங்க. அதுவும் ஏசெக்சுவல் ரீப்ரொடக்ஷன் மூலமாகவோ இல்லாட்டி வெஜிடேட்டிவ் ரீப்ரொடக்ஷன். இஃப் இட் இஸ் செக்சுவல் ரீப்ரொடக்ஷன், தேர் ஷுட் பி வேரியேஷன். வி cannot say that as clone. But from a group of plants produced from a single plant. And which type of reproduction? Whether by vegetative reproduction or by asexual reproduction. And it's all the group of plants look like a same in its morphologically and genetically. And this is called what? Clones. So the best plants oda ஏதாவது நம்ம பார்க்குறோம், அதில் வந்து இது வந்து பெஸ்ட்டாக இருக்குது. டிசீஸ் ரெசிஸ்டன்ட், ஈல்டிங், ஷார்ட் பீரியட் ஈல்டிங் எல்லாமே நம்மளுக்கு பெஸ்ட்டாக தோணுது. ஸோ அந்த பிளான்ட்லேருந்து எடுத்து அதில் வெஜிடேட்டிவ் ரீப்ரொடக்ஷன் பண்ணும்போது அந்த குரூப் ஆஃப் பிளான்ட்ஸ் எல்லாமே பார்க்குறதுக்கு பேரண்ட் பிளான்ட் மாதிரியே இருக்காங்க. And it is called what? Clones. All the plants of a clone are similar both in genotype and phenotype. Clone means what? It is xerox, whether it may be morphologically or genotypically. That means what? Phenotypic or genotypic. Selection of desirable clones from a mixed population of vegetatively propagated crop is called what? Clonal selection. So இந்த மாதிரி வெஜிடேட்டிவாக ப்ராபகேட், தட் மீன்ஸ் ரீப்ரொடியூஸ் பண்ணக்கூடிய பிளான்ட்டில் இருந்து செலெக்ஷன் பண்ணி அதை இன்ட்ரடியூஸ் பண்ணுறதுக்கு பேர் இட் இஸ் கால்டு வாட்? Clonal selection. Okay. Next one is polyploidy breeding. This I will continue in my next class, children. And I have discussed with you a various topic. And today's homework for you, biofortification and examples for biofortification, one question. And please note down this plant breeding for insect and pest resistant on that table, and disease resistant crop varieties, this table. These are the three questions you will get as a homework, children. And next I'll start with the polyploidy breeding in my next class. And bye, children.